Hey everybody, welcome to another video review. So this has been a long time in the making. Switch gears again, and tonight I'm going to go over a board game called Blood Rage. So in terms of the nitty-gritty of this thing, this is a board game by a company called CMON. That stands for Cool Mini or Not. And they make a lot of board games, and this is one of their more famous ones. I think it came out a couple years ago, and pretty popular. Won a couple awards. And so the background on this, well, I start taking some of this stuff apart. One of my friends had a game night party at his house, and I went. I never really played this board game before. I'm not a really big board game fan usually because I just don't have the time and the friends to play it with regularly. And this friend, he does love board games, and I think he has like several groups or a group of friends he plays with pretty regularly. And so anyways, for this game night, I went over there, and one of the games that they decided to play was Blood Rage. And I had a great time playing it. We have 5 people. I was a complete rookie. So I think some of the others have played it once or twice before. I might have been the only person there who's never played it. But I had a great time. It was really a lot of fun. And part of the reason I really liked it is because of the mechanics of the game, as well as the theme, which is sort of like the Viking theme. So this is basically centered around the theme of Ragnarok and sort of the world ending and the Vikings sort of, fighting during Ragnarok. So I love the theme, and I also loved all of the miniatures that were incorporated into the gameplay as well. They're very, very beautiful, detailed miniatures. So it's designed by a guy named Eric Lang, who's made quite a bit of really, really good board games. His name is well known in the board game community. The art designs by Adrian Smith, also another well-known name. The company that created it is Cool Mini or Not. And then you have Studio McVeigh and Guillotine Games. I think these are all the kind of the big studios involved in the miniature creation and the creation of the products of the game, etc. So, why is this special? Like, why am I going to make a little video review of all of this stuff? Well, this here, to give you the background, is the core game. So anyways, after playing the game, really loving it, I decided to try, to get a copy for myself, and then that's where you kind of can fall down a rabbit hole if you're a collector. So here goes. This is the core game. You can buy it for about, $60, $70. However, when they first created it a couple years ago, they had a Kickstarter campaign to raise money. And if you pledged during that Kickstarter, you got access to quite a few add-ons, or you had the opportunity to buy a few add-ons that gave you exclusive miniatures, exclusive rules expansions, things like that. So this is a core game, okay? It comes with the board, cards, and it comes with 49 miniatures, okay? Where do we get the 49? Well, it starts off being a 4-player game. Each player plays a clan, and the clan has 10 miniatures. 1 leader, 8 soldiers, 4 and 4, 4 of each type. 2 types of soldiers, 4 identical of each type, and then 1 ship. So if you're counting, that's 1 plus 8 plus 1, that's 10. 4 clans, that's 40. And then you have 9 monsters, big and small, which you share. Okay, so the core game has the 49 miniatures. Now, if you pledged during the Kickstarter campaign, you get to have the following add-ons. You will get a clan expansion, which gives you another clan, okay, called the Wild Boar clan. So the core 4 clans are the Raven, the Wolf, the Bear, and the Serpent. You can then replace one of those clans with a Wild Boar if you wish. So this comes with another 10 miniatures. That's one of the things you get. You also get a rules expansion called the Mystics of Midgard, which adds another type of miniature, another type of playing piece. You get 2 mystics per clan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I told you the core game has 4 clans, right? Well, if you decide to spend a little money, now you don't get this as part of the core Kickstarter stuff, okay? You get this, you get this. You also get something called the Gods of Asgard, which is right here. And this comes with 6 gods. They represent the main gods in the game: Odin, Thor, Frigga, Heimdall, Loki, and Tyr. Those are the 6 gods, okay? So you get 1 of each god, that's 6. And there are, again, 6 miniatures with rules expansions. You get this, you get this, you get this, you get this. If you want to pay some more money, you can get something called the 5th player expansion. So normally, the game can only be played by 4 players. If you buy this, it expands it to give you, so you can play with 5 players, and it gives you another clan. And this is the Ram clan, okay? So with that, you also get another 10 minis. Remember, each clan gives you a leader, 8 soldiers, and a ship. So you get 10 minis, and then also additional cards to balance the gameplay for the increased number of players. This does not come with a Kickstarter set. You have to buy this. Now, this is where it gets kind of complicated. You now have 5 clans potentially, right? You get the 4 in the core game, the 5th as an expansion. You can only play 5 clans. So this Wild Boar clan, you have to kind of substitute and kick out one of the core clans and just put that in the middle. I don't know, maybe you just like the miniatures and how they look, for instance. So when you go with the Mystics of Midgard, they give you 2 mystics for each of the 5. So in case 5 people want to play, that's 10 mystics, 2 from each of the clans: the Ram, the Serpent, the Bear, the Raven, and the Wolf. Now, there are also 2 mystics for the Wild Boar, and they're actually included in this box set. Okay, so there's a total actually of 12 mystics, 2 from each clan, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then the 11th and 12th with the Wild Boar are exclusive to the Kickstarter. So, therefore, if you decided not to buy this, you put it aside, you're gonna get the Wild Boar expansion, the core set, the Gods of Asgard rule set, the Mystics of Midgard rule set, and then you get these 4 exclusive monsters right here. The Mountain Giant, the Mystic Troll, the Wolfman, and then Fenrir. So these are also 4 monsters in addition to the 9 monsters of the core game, okay? So that's the Kickstarter kind of package which you would get if you were part of the original sponsors. They didn't make a lot of them. I think they made less than 10,000 of them, okay? But the ones that are really exclusive, we'll get into. So now, if you decided to go for the whole shebang, you spend a little bit extra money and you can buy the 5th player expansion. We talked about it already. You can add that there. And if you buy the 5th player expansion as a Kickstarter exclusive, they'll toss in this little box with 3 miniatures. Why these 3? Because again, when you add in a 5th player, you have to have a little bit more of everything in order to balance the game out, because the original game is for 4 players, so adding a 5th player, there might not be enough resources to go around. So you add 3 extra monsters. They're duplicates of 3 of the monsters in the core rule set. I believe it's a dark elf, a soldier of hell, and a dwarf chieftain. Okay, now these 3 are 3 of the 9 monsters in the core set. But if you want a 5th player expansion, and this is a Kickstarter exclusive, they'll give you an extra 3 miniatures and with their cards. So again, it adds a little bit more balance. So that, okay, is all of that. So this is, you can only get this as a Kickstarter exclusive, okay? And then finally, for $25, if you really want to splurge, you can buy the Art of Blood Rage by Adrian Smith. And this is sort of the inspiration and the art for the game. The art from this book is used throughout the board game. So this is it. This is the core package. If you maximized everything and bought everything, and this goes for quite a good chunk of money now, because all this is sold out and they didn't make that many of it. Now, since the release, they have then made the 5th player expansion. This guy, 5th player expansion, as well as the Mystics of Midgard and the Gods of Asgard, available for the general public. Excuse the dishwasher going. Hopefully I can talk over that sound. So therefore, you are now able to, just from Amazon or GameStore, you can buy the core games, the core rules, the core game, Gods of Asgard, Mystics of Midgard, and the 5th player expansion. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 things you cannot buy anywhere. Okay. However, you can't get the Wild Boar Clan expansion, and you can't get these 4 monsters, and you can't get this optional 5th player extra expansion, and you can't get this book. These are all still Kickstarter exclusives. You have to find them on eBay, right? Or as part of the set, and they are pretty pricey. So again, hopefully that kind of adequately summarizes the rather complicated, versions of this thing. So if you get everything, this is it, okay? And you could have gotten technically all of this when this board game first came up for Kickstarter support about 2 to 3 years ago. So now, if you want everything to do with the Blood Rage game, there's this mini. He's an additional God of Asgard. This was released as a promotion, so not part of the original Kickstarter set, but it was released as a promotion from a YouTube channel called The Dice Tower, I believe. Again, I'm not really into board games, but they're a very, very well-known YouTube, I guess, board game review site, enthusiast site. And it's run by a guy named Sam Healy. And I think they run a Kickstarter every year to sort of support their channel. And they have a good relationship with Cool Mini or Not. And so it's kind of really amazing that Cool Mini or Not basically, to help them, donated or created this extra God of Asgard mini, and they called it Healy, H-I-L-I. The guy's last name is Healy, H-E-A-L-Y. So this is really cool. They basically made him a God of Asgard. And so this is, again, a extra promo. It's not part of the original game or the original Kickstarter, but if you're a completist and you want every single thing, you got to get this. And this, again, goes for quite a bit on eBay. So that's the miniature. So put that right here. Okay. We already talked about the book. So that's here. And then finally, there's one final thing. There is the Blood Rage Game Night Kit. This is number 1, but there was never a number 2. this might have been their first game night. So what is this? Okay. So basically this is a exclusive that Cool Mini or Not created for North American brick and mortar stores, and it's exclusive to them. So basically, places where you go physically to buy games, they also often serve as places where gaming enthusiasts and board game enthusiasts meet to play games. It's like a venue for people to meet friends, new friends, and have game nights. And so to sort of support that relationship, they Cool Mini or Not created this sort of play program where, again, they sell these game night kits, and they sell them only to the stores, to these brick and mortar stores. It's not good enough to be like an online store. No, you got to actually be a part of the community. You actually have to contribute something to the community. And if you are a store, brick and mortar store, they will make these available to you, and only you can buy them. It's not too expensive. It's like $20. And essentially what they are is they include these various things here to encourage gameplay at the store. And so it has enough material to sort of support double the amount of players that would normally be allowed to play. So normally you have 5, they give you 10 clan boards. You only need 1 of each of these, and so they give you 2 of them. And they give you all these tokens. So these tokens here are actually normally Kickstarter exclusives, which is in the Wild Boar clan. Okay, they're like 3D sculpted tokens, which is really cool. So this is actually now available here. And these 4 first player horn tokens are exclusive to this kit. And so the idea is the stores get these kits, and you make these guys, especially the horn tokens, sort of like maybe prizes for the winners of your game night at these stores. So it's again there to kind of, improve collegiality, community, gameplay. And again, if you're not a store, you're not getting these. So these are not the easiest thing to get. You have to have some connections. I think early on, some people who, had friends as store owners, they would get a couple of these. So again, you had to get this through eBay. So essentially, we put this up here, and then I'm going to back up a little bit. And these are just basically simple sleeves to protect the cards. The quality of the cards for this board game is okay. If you play for just a couple times, like just shuffling it, you will wear the card immediately. And obviously, if you're having a game night, people are eating snacks or drinking, then it's very easy to get the cards dirty from the hand to there. So it's just a no-brainer that for board games that use cards, you want to protect them. So I use this thing called Ultimate Guard. There are many different varieties, but this is about 110 to 115 micron thick. So it's clear, and it protects the cards very nicely. So, they're cheap. About 150 of these. Should be more than enough to sleeve all the cards. And then this is the larger pack to sleeve the God cards, which are much bigger than the smaller game cards. So let's put that up here. So moving back, this is the entire Blood Rage board game with every single expansion, every single exclusive, every single promotional minifigure, as well as even the art book. So if I miss anything, please feel free to correct me in the comments. I love to hear it, but I think after all this research, this is it for the entire Blood Rage. So, like I said, I really love the game. I kind of went all out to get everything I could to catch up. Now, was this cheap? No, it was not cheap. Unfortunately, I didn't get this 2 years ago when all this stuff was out there. And so I had to pay basically premium price. So all told, including everything. And I didn't even include sort of like the inserts. So believe it or not, there's custom wood inserts from different companies where you actually take the inside of these boxes apart and you can actually squeeze all of the figures, all of the cards from all of this, actually just package it into this box. It's a pretty amazing feat. And I bought, I think, I bought 1 or 2 of those just to see which one I liked. But when you put all of this together, this is probably close to $1,000 on the secondary market of Blood Rage exclusives. Especially the Healy exclusive and some of these guys, and then the WoW Boar exclusive, those are pretty pricey. The core game and the Gods of Midgard and the Gods of Asgard and the Mystics of Midgard and the 5th floor expansion are still going, of course, for regular price because they're available to the public, but those exclusives are quite pricey, okay? But overall, it's not bad to give you a point of comparison. Secondary market, about $900 to $1,000 to get all of these, is about how much, for instance, this would cost. This is a custom built and painted Tinkerbell or hiding out in a sewing kit. And so for this, to get this kit and to get it professionally painted and professionally built, just for comparison with real scissors and a real comb, this is about a $1,000 job, more than that actually. But no, it's close, including shipping, all of that. It's about $1,000 for the raw kit and then the professional build-up. So there you go. Okay, so here's that. Now, we're not done yet because, of course, all of the miniatures are just basically colorless lumps of plastic, right? So the Gods of Asgard is this kind of yellowish, orangish color. And then the miniatures in there are going to be like, either gray or brown or whatever. So you'll appreciate that if you want to really get the full experience, you're going to have to paint all of these. And since I'm not a painter, I'm going to have to find someone or a company to professionally paint it. And when you do the math, you will find out, and you add everything up, you'll find out that there's 95 miniatures to paint for a complete set. And so I'm still in the process of kind of getting that together, but I just thought I would make a nice video of all of this because it's not something you see very often, even on YouTube, even on a game as popular as Blood Rage, to have essentially every single thing from the book all the way down to even the game night kit. And the majority of this is completely sealed. So it is a bit of a tragedy because I do want to play it, I do want to enjoy it, I do want to paint all the minis, so that means by definition all of this is going to be taken apart and opened and looked at. So hopefully, it's not something that's very common. This is my only quote-unquote exclusive Kickstarter style board game because I did like it so much. I don't usually collect board games. And so hopefully for those of you who are into Blood Rage, it's kind of a nice opportunity to finally see definitively what every single one of these things looks like. And I think I might make another video later on where I just basically debox and open all of them to just take a look. I don't know if I'll make a video of it because, again, it's not that exciting. It's just basically components and stuff. And they've done that before on other YouTube videos. So I think if you search, you have a pretty good idea what's going to be inside there. But there it goes. So the next video I make will probably be staged, which shows all of these miniatures professionally painted. And hopefully you'll be interested in that. So here you go. One last panoramic view of the entire CMON Blood Rage Kickstarter exclusive with all promotions and all specials and the art book. Hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, take care.